Oh, Quentin James.
Hey, Quentin James. Right out the gate, we got Quentin James, huh? Awesome. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Ike from Flipside Music.
Dylan.
And always with Dylan. Hey, we appreciate you guys stopping in. Those that are going to be here.
Yes.
Obviously, we took a couple weeks off. There was a whole bunch of F.A.Q that was happening, and
weddings and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, now we're back for your questioning pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got a few people trickling in. Unfortunately, we missed a couple weeks. Like I said, I went back to New York, so that was cool. Had my nephew's wedding. Hey Jeff, what's happening? So let's see. I gotta log in here to the YouTubes.
Oh, here, I can do that while you're talking if you want.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, couple weeks off. Sorry about that. What happened was I went home to New York for my nephew's wedding, but right before that, Gordo got COVID.
Yes.
Like the day before I was gonna leave, and it's like, scramble, what do we do? So we had to scramble a little bit, make things happen, but the problem was there was no time to kind of do the live stream.
Well, yeah, it was like we were just too many people down to.
Yeah, to kind of pull it off.
We were literally running at half staff.
Yeah, and I was getting yelled at and gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there was no way I was gonna do it. I should have done.
Just sneak out for.
You know what I mean? Well, I should have just done it at my sister's house. Like with all the family around, like that would have
been fun. Yeah.
Like ridiculous. Everybody just screaming at each other, with nobody know what's going on.
Little window into your life.
Yeah, that's definitely a window. You definitely want to soap that window up. Want to close that stuff off. So, so that was what was happening for a couple weeks. Now, we did Blues from the. I got back. Yeah. So I got back on like Friday night. Then Saturday we did Blues from the Top up in Winter Park, Colorado, which was very cool. Bands like Larkin Poe, Government Mule, Tab Benoit, all blues stuff. For those of you that are blues fans.
Yes.
Sue Foley was there. 9 Volt, Big Head Todd and the Monsters played. So it's very cool. And what we did was the charity that we work with is part of Blues from the Top. It's from the part of the Grand County Blues Society stuff. So what we did is at a big auction, and all the artists signed a bunch of guitars. So we were there all day, shucking and driving, trying to get people signed up and bidding for the guitars. So it's really cool. So what that charity does is we get a lot of guitars and we fix them and send them to kids in cancer centers or people that need it, music therapists, stuff like that. So very kind of cool. And then had to work on Sunday.
Yeah, it was kind of just as soon as you got back. Yeah, it was
like I literally off the plane and like bam,
and then running up to the mountains.
Yeah, because I got off. I mean, I got home at about 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday night, and then had to be up in Winter Park, which is about an hour and a half away from Denver, at 10.
Yes.
So yeah, good times. But all for charity and all that good stuff.
Well, it all turned out.
I didn't quite plan that out properly.
Oh.
When I booked my flight, I don't think I thought that all the way through.
Well, but you said you were factoring for your mom's birthday too, and that was that part I didn't know.
Yeah, it was my mother's birthday, 81.
Wow.
On Thursday.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so
happy birthday to Ike's mom.
Yeah, she has no idea how to find us.
I know, but still.
Zero. So it's funny because my mom has got like she's the parent that has no clue how to work any of this stuff.
Yeah.
We had a 20-minute argument about how to work the speakerphone. That was fun. That should have been on live stream. You guys would have loved that because you guys would have loved that bit. And then my dad's the other side. Like my dad knows how to work all this stuff, knows how to do his emails.
Oh, he's always
And too. But he knows how to do all this stuff. He knows about TikTok, and he's watching videos. Let me send you this thing from TikTok.
That is actually pretty fun.
So it's an interesting kind of.
My grandparents were kind of like that too, but I don't know. It was weird because my grandma, she grew her business, she grew it in the middle of like when computers were just taking off. So like she knew how a lot of like the early stuff in and out. like when it was still, pretty much new and nobody
Floppy
was really
disk-
even using.
floppy
Yeah,
disks
yeah.
and such?
We literally used to just pack up tons of those and ship them out, and yeah, I mean, like for years, deciding that it was easier to keep some of those regulations on those old outdated systems, because they weren't, you couldn't hack them. And well, you could, but it was a lot more of a
You
process.
actually, you almost had to beat them.
Yeah, yeah. And so they ended up doing that, and so it was funny because I remember even well into like the early 2000s, she was still sending out floppy disks. Yeah. But then on the other side of it, my grandpa was like, whatever he needed to watch sports. So like he'll figure out, he'll figure out the technology, but that was about like his music, sports, and that was about it. And the rest of it, he really didn't like too much technology. He was kind of a little more old school that way.
I like a decent balance of stuff. There's sometimes convenience is not always the best experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like guitar store. Let's take guitar store stuff for prime example. Like I get it. People order a lot of guitars online, and we've done it with some success.
Yes.
But at the same time, there's nothing that like going to a cool store that you can actually talk to people that know what they're talking about and they're not dicks. You know what I mean? And like actually touching, feeling guitars, playing stuff.
Yeah.
Like our store
Yes.
is, I think, very, very cool. You know what I mean? Compared to just like, hey, wow, Shitwater has this on sale and I get fucking stale candy. Bang, bloop, look at NGD.
Well, that, and I think
Sorry.
Well, no, but it is also like.
Don't ask me how I really feel.
Well, I was gonna say it does feel like it is sort of breeding a little bit of an odd attitude, because I feel like we have a lot of customers now that aren't coming in looking for like, I want this guitar to inspire me. They're looking more like, oh, I might get this and use it as an investment to trade towards this one later on. They're not looking at it like that might be the one or that might be my next guitar. I feel like the ability to send stuff back like that makes you not maybe try to give it as much of a bonding time as you could have.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of stuff that has been shipped back within hours.
Yeah, where you could tell like the guy literally just didn't play it, and
Yeah,
so how could you know? Yeah,
And we're not the only ones, I'm sure, that have
Oh,
to
yeah,
deal
yeah.
with that. Every music store I think that ships kind of deals with that stuff.
Yes.
But what was it? There was a interesting trend. Now you guys, we'll ask you guys, you all,
y'all.
So do you guys buy guitars online? Number one, and then do you buy the guitars online with the intention? Because this was something that I was watching in a thread on one of the Facebook groups or some such horseshit. Do you buy guitars now, or is with resale value in mind?
Well, that's what I mean.
I've never bought a guitar with my first thought being, oh, it's going to be worth this down the road.
Or even just, I feel like it's a weird, if you're going to play it, I do feel like it's a weird attitude to go into it to like, that you might even sell it. Because I feel like at that point you already gave up on it. I know maybe not, but it sort of feels like if you go into the purchase with the idea that like, hey, I'm probably just going to sell this, then like how jazzed were you about it to begin with?
Right, because I feel like I see a lot of that now. I feel like it's a trend, and you guys let us know if you're seeing that same kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people are purchasing guitars because for resale, or they're like, oh, it's got a terrible resale value. Well, I never bought a fucking circuit. Okay, sorry.
Oh no, we're past 30 seconds. We're good.
Okay, I never bought a fucking circular saw thinking how much I'm going to sell it for afterwards.
Right.
Because it's just not. I bought it to do a thing. Now, if I do end up selling it because I have another one or extras or I wanted to upgrade or something,
Yes.
That's one thing. But I'm seeing that people are really basing a lot of stuff on resale value.
Yes.
Who cares? Especially with
That or
smaller
even like
builders,
they're
too.
risking the idea that, oh, is this going to hold its value because I'm probably going to sell it. Again, I feel like you're still giving up on the guitar before you even, that'd just be weird to me. It'd be like, I can't imagine doing that with anything. Because you bond with guitars, some of them end up being with you for years and years and years.
Yeah.
It's like, it's hard to imagine just giving up on one before you even really bond with it. But
my first Strat that I ever purchased, like my first real guitar,
Mm-hmm.
that was an American-made, American Standard, 1989. I bought it in 1990. I barely played. If that guitar has 5 hours on it in the last 5 years,
yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's not a good guitar. It's really solid. It's just it's not it doesn't
Quite hitting
fit
the
me
spot.
anymore.
Yeah.
But I can't get rid of it either.
Yeah.
So, but I've never thought about resale value.
Right.
Now, granted, I do take in consideration what I'm buying the damn thing for.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense. Like if you're trying to get a bargain. Or
Well, yeah,
get
you
a
shouldn't.
deal,
Yeah, you shouldn't.
shouldn't
Nobody
overpay
should
for
be
anything.
go in intending to get ripped off
Right.
or rip off somebody else either.
But it's also like if you buy a brand new guitar, it's gonna drop in value after you buy it.
Yes.
But if that shouldn't matter.
Yeah, if you're buying
If
it
you're
with the
buying it for a
intention of
specific
it,
thing.
yeah.
So
No, and it looks like Jeffrey Egan kind of said same thing. Like he says he buys guitars that he wants to play and doesn't consider the resale value or the collector value. So.
Yeah. So okay, nothing here. If you see what nothing here?
Oh yeah.
Read that.
I know. It does.
You wanna
It
do
does.
that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I may as well.
Ah, Dylan is now joined the club. Look at him. Look at the handsome man. Look at him.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
looks
okay.
good. Now you show the whole world. Well,
Well,
you
part of the
show
world.
15 of the world, and everybody
You can do the
sees.
rock thing with the eyebrow now.
Yeah. So now we got to just get Gordo in here. And like I
Yeah,
said,
just get off.
We're just
yeah,
gonna be the
spot the real life.
Yeah, we're just. Yeah. We might have to do like an eggshell thing. You can, if you win a prize, if you find where Ike is
Actually, would be
under what
pretty
shell.
great.
We can do Blue Man Group for Halloween. It's gonna be pretty.
Actually, we
pretty
probably
rad.
should do that. Yeah, that or any other.
I might have to start wearing the pork pie hat. If you're gonna have the bowler, I just do the pork pie hat.
Yeah, we need to maybe talk to Gordo about varying his hat collection too. I feel like Gordo could benefit from another hat.
From a different,
Yeah.
from a different lid. All right, so what else we got in here? Professor Chaos. Ew.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so Professor Chaos actually brings up a good point. Too scared of QC issues to buy guitars online and never thinking of resale. So one, kind of addressing what we were talking about,
Okay.
but the other side of that is a good point. Like being worried about QC issues, buying online, like you really don't have any idea what you're getting into. And I mean, we definitely experienced that. I mean, some brands have a level of QC just kind of across the board, but there's still always going to be one that's just better. It just feels better, and it just happened to, all the parts just suited each other. But I don't know what happens, but some of them are just better.
Yeah, like, I mean,
and if you
Yamaha
don't know until you
stuff-
try one.
Yeah, Yamaha stuff
Yeah.
that comes in it's always in really great shape. The Reverend stuff literally almost needs no adjustment.
Yeah.
Very minimal.
No, most of it's pretty playable right out the.
Like right out of the gate.
Yeah.
They're ready to go.
Although I do have to say now that we're getting those Rosewoods back, I feel like I'm liking it better. Like the Pal Pharaoh was okay.
Yeah, I
but,
prefer Rosewood too.
Yeah, I was just say all of a sudden like having the Rosewood ones back in stock, I'm kind of like this feels more like it did. It feels better. Yeah.
Pal Pharaoh is just like thirsty Rosewood.
Well, it is.
You
It's
know,
almost.
it's just to me, it's like a thirsty Rosewood.
Well, it's
That's
so-
it looks like it's
yeah.
always
Yeah,
like-
it really does.
like dehydrated.
Like it's
It
always
looks
got
like
cotton
always,
mouth.
Yeah, it's always
It's
like
got cotton mouth.
just-
Yeah.
That Pal Pharaoh just get all the time, man.
Well, it's funny because like it doesn't feel vastly different than ebony. I don't feel like it feels like rosewood at all, but it just still doesn't feel quite right. I mean, and it's not like all the way around. I just mean Reverend necks in general with the rosewood necks just feel better for some reason.
I agree because I got a Sensei with the Rosewood.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
I prefer that. But yeah, there's some companies that QC wise they're just out of the gate better, and then there's other ones that we have to Sam. But for like this is where it comes in with like know your shop.
Yeah.
Know the shop you're buying. If you're gonna buy online, know the shop and see if you can call them. Like we got a couple ideas for things we want to do once we fully get into this space. That if we want to set up some video stuff that if people want to sit down and talk to me or Dylan, or
Yes.
even want Gordo or James or any of the other Goots, anybody, we can show them the actual instrument. So that way you're 100% clear on what you're getting and what's happening.
Well, that and we're gonna play it in that sense.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through it with you. So it's like it would be one of those things. I feel like that would be a more encouraging way to buy something, is if the guy's like, oh yeah, this actually plays really great, or who knows, we might get it out and be like, oh, this does actually need an adjustment.
Right.
We'll take care of that before it even goes out. Those types of things. 'Cause yeah, I mean,
Let's ask that question too, because this is interactive, right?
yeah.
So, what do you guys think so here's my idea. I'll throw it out there, because it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So we were thinking at some point is having like open hours kind of like the store, but open hours for the internet, like between
Yeah, like
certain
appointment
days,
windows, yeah.
you know, Wednesday and Friday or Wednesday and Thursday or whatever. Between 2 and 4 is kind of open hours to do like a video chat if you have questions about some stuff, or maybe even also setting appointments for like an hour that you could sit and talk to us about a guitar, a half hour, maybe that. We haven't quite figured out the details.
Yeah.
What do you guys think if there was a store like us that you wanted to buy stuff from, like us?
Yeah.
Would
That would
you be-
allow you to kind of hear it and get a demo, almost a personal demo before
Yeah.
it goes out to you, kind of a thing. Yeah.
So would that be something you guys would be hip to?
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Well, yeah. So far, Terry says it's a great idea. Yeah. I mean, I think it would be pretty
Terry
interesting.
would just call us to talk hockey or some shit.
Yeah.
Quentin would probably call us, just be like, "Hey man, what you doing?"
Well, and Ben would be like, "Can you guys plug in all of your fuzzes all at once, all right now?"
all the fun, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have a no nonsense clause in
Yeah.
there, so, you know, not us being no nonsense.
It's like, oh look,
You guys
yeah.
can't be
Yeah.
nonsense.
That or we just have a Canadian afternoon exclusively reserved for the Canadians.
Oh, we could
Yeah.
do that. Well, we could bring Scott in to translate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He was in yesterday. Because he's like, he showed me a picture of his son. So one of our customers is from Canada, and his son was playing with Guthrie Trapp.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and Kirk Fletcher.
Yeah.
And he shows me a picture. He's like, "Look at these guys," and I go like, "I know the guys on the end." He goes, "Well, that's so and so. What's his last name's? Oh shit, I forget his last name.
Scott's last name?
Yeah, it's.
I don't remember it off.
I forget. But I go, "Who's that guy?" Well, I go, well, "Who the hell is?" Oh, Chisholm. His last name's Chisholm.
Oh,
Something.
okay.
I don't remember what his son's first name is. And I go, "Say Bob Chisholm." Who? Bob? Am I supposed to know who that is? He goes, "That's my son." I'm
I was like, oh, okay. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shit on him. I just don't know who the hell he was.
Yeah.
Compared to Guthrie Trapp and Kirk Fletcher.
Right.
You know, so. But anyway, we can have a whole Canadian afternoon.
Yeah. No, I'd set it aside just for Canadian shenanigans.
That would be ours.
Yeah, it would be actually.
then-
Well, we should probably do a nightly hang with those guys at some point, or like at least a monthly one,
I think once we get
or
in,
weekly, whatever. Yeah.
once we get in this,
Yeah.
into this space, things are gonna change because it's kind of like we can come into this room anytime during the day.
Yeah.
When the store's open, we can do whatever we want. So that's gonna
Yeah.
be really kind of nice because the other shop, they're just impossible. Just can't.
Oh, it looks like Boomer Bass Beam joined in there. Hey,
Hey,
Jerry.
what's up, dude?
How's it going, Jerry? Jeffrey's obviously we talked about Terry, but Terry's in there, so hey, Terry.
Canadians.
Rhodey's Jam Cave. Rhodey's in there. We're just kind of
Cool. Hey, what's happening, Rody?
checking in on the chat. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think. Oh, sorry, just reading one. But yeah, no, that is a good point. Like buying from shops, going back to what you were saying about knowing the shop you're buying from too, would be if you know that how that shop does business in terms of all the guitars they have are set up, all of that stuff, then at least you have an idea that it's coming in, with comments. Somebody looked at it. Whereas like you do have a lot of companies now that do, I feel like, kind of claim that, but you can tell when you get some of it,
it's not
it hasn't been gone through.
Well,
Yeah.
you got my story with a big guitar store in Chicago.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
sent me a guitar
Well, and that was
with
pretty
almost-
obvious. Yeah.
with almost no frets left on
Well,
it.
no
I was
frets and a
very-
messed up pot.
And the switch was broken, and the pots were broken, and I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, nobody went through this guitar, and at least they should have told me about the frets.
Yes.
They should have at least said there's pretty much no frets.
Right. You're gonna have to get it refret when you get
Yeah.
this kind of a thing.
So that was aggravating because I think you should be pretty open with that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
But
But that is
what are
the
you
thing
gonna
is like once you do have an established relationship, even if you're not in the same state, at least you have some follow through with them, and you can be like, oh well, I know they at least look at this stuff, and that I do think gives you a lot more confidence because I would have a hard time. I mean, most people who buy online do buy from a few distinct spots, but I do feel like the expectations that are kind of resulting from that are way not way too high, but only certain companies can really fulfill those things right now. And it's like having, at least having a good company that has a steady flow that can look at the stuff before it goes out. At least, they're not so overwhelmed that they can't at least look at it.
I think there's some places that the myth is,
Well, yeah.
the myth is better than what the actual thing is.
Right.
Not going to be specific, but
Well, no, just things can fall through the cracks.
'Cause
I
we
mean, the
see
bigger
stuff.
we get, the more we're seeing that. But you
Right.
can choose which ones you start skimping on, and I would say setups for online guitars is certainly not a skimper.
Yeah, I don't think that
Yeah.
that's definitely not a place to cut corners.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't feel that way. Because I mean, then you got to, there's so much more expense with shipping things back or any of that kind of stuff. It's just not worth, you know, I don't think that's worth it. And reputation wise too.
Yes.
But that's me. So what's going on? I can't read any of that shit. It's way too far away.
Okay.
Like, that's way too far away. It's like,
Yeah, Terry was kind of just looks like he was touching back on the online Q&A/consult contact element. Would be a big innovative thing that not many stores are offering.
that's why we're thinking about
Well, yeah, because that's why, yeah, especially because ideally, if we eventually got it to where everybody knew the staff and knew all the guys, we could have the right guy for the right style demo that guitar. You know,
Right.
it's like if somebody comes in and says that, you know, they want to play some funk or whatever, we could have James do it. If you know somebody wants a lower tuning, we could come in with that in mind, and and any of that stuff I think is going to help if you hear it in the style that you're probably going to use it for. So,
Right.
the more tailored we can
kind of
make
what
that,
we do,
the better.
kind of what we do with the shop right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if somebody wants more of the doomier stuff or the metalier
Right.
stuff, like
Yeah.
that's more in your vein. But at the same time, if somebody's like, I'm doing this, well, I can help them out with that.
Right. Well, yeah, and the
You know?
clean and blues tones, or even just guys that need help dialing in the right combo for, their amp and guitar. It's like a lot of that stuff I think would go a long way with people if we could do that, especially if we could get the audio set up to where you're hearing it directly without like the room necessarily.
Yeah, I think it would be. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I think that's-
But
I
it
think
seems
it's a
like
good
everybody,
idea.
seems like everybody is game for that one. See if there's any other questions or comments. Yeah, Jeffrey Egan says as long as we don't outsource it to India.
No.
Just have this one dude in the room and send him a
Yeah, it's just a picture of us.
yeah. Just a cardboard cutout.
It's just
and his arms like reach around.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty
I
funny.
will do my best I can do to make it happen. I love those guys.
Yeah.
I remember calling a customer service once, and the guy, I have no problem with anybody that's got an accent. I've grown up around in an area where a lot of different people came from a lot of different
Yeah, I
areas.
got an ear for it.
So
That's fun.
I feel like I got a pretty good ear for accents. And I can you hear a few words and you can start to then go, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The way they say an A is like this. Okay, I can hear it.
Right.
So I feel like I'm pretty good with it. I remember one time I had to call customer service and the guy was outsourced.
Yeah, yeah.
But his accent was so thick that it was impossible. I'm like, I can't even get close to understand what the fuck you're telling me. You know what I mean? And then finally I was just like, I hate to be that guy, but and then he started getting rude. And it turned into a whole thing.
And you guys are just upset with each other and the
Yeah,
whole thing.
it turned into a real thing, and I think I might have said, "Well, I just need you to speak English," and it just went to shit. And then he got pissed off even more, and then I was like, maybe that wasn't the right thing to say. And I'm like, "Could I just talk to your manager?" Oh no. This is maybe 10 years ago or something.
Yeah,
like that, but
well,
it was-
that was when that was first becoming more of a
thing.
Yeah, kind of an all the time thing.
But it was really bad. Like, I couldn't understand. It was really he was so thick. It was like, I can't.
Well, that between
You know?
the phones don't help with
Yeah,
that shit
yeah,
either.
exactly.
That's for sure.
Because we're going across
Right.
the world essentially. But anyway, don't hate me, guys. It's shit happens. It was like the guy earlier. I don't know if
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he was just gonna keep going.
Oh, that guy just steamrolled it.
Right.
I love it when they call you and they just try to steamroll you. You're like, I'm not interested. Well, let me tell you about the savings. What? No, I'm good. Okay, well, have you heard about this guy earlier called? And I was like, okay, well, thanks, dude, but I'm going to hang up on you now. And he's like, well, what about the savings? I go, no, I'm going to hang up. I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, how much have we got to take?
For your
of that?
mythical, loop hopping savings.
ADT solar. I don't even know what the hell that means.
I don't know. Maybe ADT securing the sun now.
They're always watching.
Yeah, they're always watching.
ADT always watching.
Yeah, they're always 8 minutes behind, but they're always watching. Yeah.
By the time we let the cops know, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Thanks, ADT. I appreciate it. And now it's powered by the sun.
Yeah. That actually, I wouldn't surprise me if that started going the route though at some point, solar paneled security shit. But
Well, there's already some of it already.
Yeah.
'Cause I looked in it because we're putting.
oh,
what do you
Brad
call it?
Guitar Miller's in there. Hey, Brad.
Hey, what's up, dude? Because we've got cameras going on. I just ordered four more cameras. So, all right, what's going on in here?
Jeffrey Egan's asking, have you guys tried the Wampler Metaverse delay pedal yet? We haven't gotten that one
We
in
haven't
yet,
gotten in yet.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. What's
Yeah, we're still waiting on that one to come in, but
Some stuff seems to get. I don't know, man. I feel
Well,
like
even, like-
sometimes we're on the bottom of the pile or something.
well, yeah, because like
And
the
it's-
lore came out from Walrus Audio recently, and
Yeah.
very cool pedal, but like we didn't get it for nearly 2 weeks after and there wasn't really an explanation for that one, so still don't
Well,
get it. But speaking of which, though, we do have them, so everybody else kind of was out of stock while we have them now. So
Right.
if you did want one, we do have them now. It's just we're 2 weeks kind of behind the curve.
That's true. But surprisingly enough, Shitwater had a fucking pre-order sale on it. It's like, oh, go figure.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't figured it out yet, I got some
Well, what I
issues
keep trying to figure out is certain things like they have them before, like well before we do, and it's like it seems like all that stuff would have been more. I know, but would have been more or less manufactured at the same time. Even
Pockets
if
are
we could get
pockets are
one.
very deep. Checkbook is very big.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you get stuff.
But
It's
yeah,
okay.
Jeffrey, what are you curious about with the metaverse, so that when we get it in, we can possibly try to make at least experiment with it and see if it does what you're interested in.
Because I thought we had them ordered, as far as I know, but we'll see.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, some of that stuff's just been kind of trickling in. Even the new Strymon stuff that kind of caught me off guard. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was gonna be that quick.
Which one?
The V2s that just popped.
Oh yeah, we just got
Yeah.
the email. Just got the email this morning.
Yeah, and it's like they had been mentioning that, but I didn't think it was just all of a sudden just boom, it was a thing.
Is it a thing? Do we got to order V2s now?
I think they're released now. So
Because I saw the email.
Yeah.
And I didn't read it.
well, that's why I was
didn't
just
read- I didn't read
surprised.
through the
Yeah,
whole
because I was gonna
thing,
say
but
we
that-
kind of found out when everybody else did, which is unusual for them. So
Yeah, usually we got the heads up. And
Yeah.
a lot of companies, the smaller ones, especially the ones we've had for quite a while, usually give us a good amount of time beforehand. That's another reason it'd be kind of really cool once we get in here, we'll have enough time to actually present those things and put something together before it comes out.
well, hopefully it'll be easy enough too that
the
if something
mix.
happens to roll in, we can if we can just instantly come in here and try to do a stream with it or something. But
And that's what
We'll
we're
get
gonna try.
there.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do with being in here too. Is once like if we have new stuff, instead of just doing a demo video and getting it out, we might just go on the release date.
yeah,
Just do a nice live stream and take questions and
yeah.
Try
Oh
to-
yeah, almost do
try
like
to
an
mess around with
open,
it.
well, kind of an open version of what we were just talking about, where it's more or less a demo, but it'll just kind of be on the spot.
yeah, I think that'd be more fun because then it's like
Yeah,
it really
initial
is like a
impressions.
reaction video
Right.
almost. Hey, it's our own react. We should do a video and then have a reaction video of our own video and just making fun of ourselves.
Yeah, just yeah.
A
Well,
mirror with a mirror.
yeah, just yeah.
We're just
Actually,
trying
that
to
would be
make fun
kind of a cool.
ourselves. Yeah. Look at this, bald bastards. Hey, look at you, you pork and shit. Cut down on the salt. Sorry. I gotta start running or something after going home for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, well,
Shit, I
I'm
feel
sure.
like a fat bastard the whole time. I'm like, either I'm getting my period or I'm just bloated, or I just ate too much pasta all week.
Let's see. Terry was asking, have you guys been selling the Squire 40th anniversary stuff at a good rate? That is what we've got in. It's kind of been trickling in too. A lot of the Fender stuff has been, like, we've been getting it, and we actually did sell through the Jazzmaster pretty much right away, that 40th, which
Yeah.
looked like that one was more or less for those of you that don't know, like, basically Squire ended up making it to where the signature models are no longer available for like the smaller dealers. So they started doing some models that are kind of,
Close.
yeah, they're very close, or it's at least a heavy nod to a specific model that already is out. And I would say the Jazzmaster is definitely the replacement for the J Mascis one, because that was immediately what it reminded us of, and those anybody that wanted one bought them up like pretty much instantly. So
Yeah, I think we
might have one.
We got one
Yeah.
telly, I think, left.
Okay.
So they've been working.
Was that the? Oh, that's Squire. No, that's not the Japanese. What was the Japanese?
Oh, yeah,
the
the-
Japanese telly we just got in.
Maybe that's what that is.
That might
I've been
be,
gone
yeah.
for 2 weeks, so it's.
Well, no, we've
I'm
had,
still playing
yeah.
catch up myself.
Well, it's been an odd assortment of things. Like right now, we're really heavy on Gretsch, really heavy. We're getting heavier on Charvel and Jackson.
Yeah.
But the Squire stuff, yeah, it's kind of been some of the like bullets and classic vibes have finally been rolling back in, but the 40th stuff's just kind of trickling.
Yeah, a little at a time.
Yeah.
And plus, if you guys didn't happen to notice, all the Squire prices have come down 10%
Yes.
via Fender.
Yes.
So
And that's till September. So if you guys
yeah,
do,
so if you want to score a classic vibe or a lot of the ones that are in the Squire line,
yeah, now's the
they're-
time.
Now do it now before September, because
Yeah. Well, because who knows? It could even, if they do another price increase shortly after that, like then it's going to go up, damn near 20%. So right now would probably be the time to get it if you've been looking at any, especially the classic vibes. That's where you're going to save the most money. I feel like that's where it's going to mean the most is on those ones. So
yeah, and
on the baritones, actually, those baritone tellies are pretty cool.
baritone tellies, even those paranormal semi-hollow telly jazz masters,
yeah.
those are freaking cool.
Those are cool.
Those got a really unique sound. I dig it. Obviously, it's because it's telly too.
Yeah.
But those are really cool. What's the other one? Like I like the offset tellies. Those are kind of cool.
Yeah,
On the
yeah, they did.
side.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was actually a really cool one. I think we might have sold the butterscotch one the other day, but that one
we
was
still
pretty
got
cool
a shell
because it's
paint.
basically Jazzmaster body, telly neck, telly configuration. So
Yeah.
if you're ever somebody that wanted a telly that didn't really look like a telly, that would be the one.
Yeah, those are cool. Then we've been stocking up a bit on the butterscotch 50s Telecasters just because those always sell.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
those are hard to keep. Just because it's your classic.
Yeah,
It's your classic telly. Butterscotch, black pickguard, done. And there again, we set them all up.
Right.
When they come in and when they go out. So
yeah. And I was gonna say at this rate lately, it has been Sam's been putting close to a half hour into every single one of them, regardless. Some of them would need a little more, but he's been getting to all of them as they're coming in. So
yeah, we still got some of the paranormal stuff. So the Squire stuff's been moving. I mean, their whole thing was Fender was like, let's drop the price a little bit.
well, yeah, because they kind of flooded the market a little bit once production caught up.
Yeah, they kind of caught up, and from what I heard, there was a major retailer. Chain retailer that pulled out of a large order, and I think that prompted Fender to have excessive inventory.
Yeah.
So what happened was then all that stuff got pushed out to all the other dealers, and then all the other dealers are like, "Hey, man."
Well, yeah, the pool went from like this small to like this small. Yeah.
So then all the small dealers are like, "Holy crap! You guys are sending us a ton of stuff. It's a bit of an accordion thing happening." And so I think Fender just made the decision. They're like, let's drop the prices a bit so that the dealers could kind of, increase their velocity, if you will, on sales.
Yes.
And that would help them out.
Yeah.
They didn't drop their price though for us, but whatever. It's okay there, bud.
Yeah.
It's okay there, bud. You can just keep your pricing, okay?
Yes.
But yeah, it's all good. So if you guys want Squires, this is the time.
Yeah. Now is definitely the time.
But there's a lot of stuff. I think we're seeing a lot more. We're seeing some increases in used gear too, and I think that's because of what's going on in the economy-wise and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's some people there that are probably getting rid of some shit they bought that they didn't really need.
Well, it's kind of twofold because I feel like we've had a fair amount of that, but the other explanation we've kind of been getting from a lot of people is streamlining because they are actually at home and they're like, oh, I actually do notice what I'm using now, so they are getting rid of it so that they can buy. Because like one dude came in and he's like, I think he said he had 17 guitars and no recording interface. So he's like, well, I might as well just trade 2 of these guitars and get a recording interface and some monitors. So he did. But it was just like things like that, make sense. Whereas like right now, people, again, because of gas prices, unfortunately, people are spending a little more time at home again. And it's been hot. Like the whole country's been hot. So everybody also has been staying like
This
in the
weekend,
AC.
This weekend, and people are going to be probably moving.
Well, yeah, that's true. But it's like I feel like a lot of that's this summer's been a little odd with gas prices. I feel like people are not getting out as often as they were, and like even live gigs, like most of the ones in Denver that are outdoors, they've kind of ended up canceling a lot of them. So at least I don't know if you guys are seeing a lot of that, but it does seem like a lot more of our crowd is staying inside. So
it's hot.
Yeah,
it's been straight.
It's
hot.
been it's been kind of ridiculous for a stretch, but
at least here though it's dry.
Well, yeah, but it's still, when we were still touching on, 100 a couple days, it's like, that's just,
No,
with the sun, is just, it's ridiculous.
Well, you just cook.
Yeah.
See, out here you just cook.
Yes.
And back in New York, it's more like a steam.
Yeah.
You're more getting steam cooked. You're like a clam.
Yeah.
You just.
What,
Because when I was home,
you're
it was
simmering in the
yeah,
sauce, yeah.
it
You're
was-
simmering in your own sauce.
It was 92 degrees. So one morning it was 92 degrees with like 73% humidity.
Yeah.
And I went out for breakfast with my old man, and I opened the door and I'm like, oh God, this is brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
It's like your
Can't
swamp
do it.
ass has swamp ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least out here, it's like you walk outside and you just feel like you just open the oven door and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it is kind of
It's
like
hot, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not dripping sweat like my. Yeah, the damp parts have damp parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Oh, looks like Matt from Texas Toast joined us. Hey Matt, hey Chris. I don't know if you guys are together or not. I don't know. Did they get over their COVID? So I was gonna say it hit kind of the same time I hit Gordo. So
No, they were a little bit before that.
okay.
So they're.
Well, then
yeah.
hopefully you guys are good.
I stopped over there this morning at 7-Eleven.
Oh,
with the
okay.
fellers. I dropped off the frig. Oh yeah, brother.
No.
Macho
No
man.
waggony, no braggony.
Oh man.
I love Macho Man. Say he like of all the wrestlers, I still love him way more than just
Well,
because
he
of the over the top.
Oh, he was
persona,
He was one
yeah.
of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best. So, Quentin James Ike says shitwater. Yeah. I say a lot of things. If you're, we should never have the camera on for candid moments because this is the tamest version.
This is about as tame as we get. Yeah.
This is the tame version of how I talk.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Mostly with certain things, because I will let you know how I feel.
Yeah.
For the most part, all you got to do is ask. So Rhodey asks, how far out is your grand opening? Okay, so we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
I had a meeting yesterday with our general contractor and his supervisor, who's going to be basically running the project. We were running through all the drawings to go through making sure we're specifying certain openings and doorways and where we're moving this and where we're moving that, where certain outlets are going to be, where we need to keep space for some of the security cameras, or where we're going to keep the like networking stuff, just shit like that. Like the big stuff is fairly easy. It's like, what does it look like when we get down to the real nuts and bolts of certain areas?
Yes.
So we went through all that stuff yesterday, kind of cleared up a few things, which is good. So according to the general contractor, he's been getting a lot of emails from the city of Denver asking for small little things.
Okay.
Like what's the distance from here to there, to this, to that, the
Details,
other thing.
yeah.
Small details. And from what he tells me, he goes, a lot of times what he's experienced is when he starts getting a lot more frequency
So
on
when
those,
somebody's actually looking at it now.
yeah, he said when we get a lot more questions being asked and emails being sent for details like that, that means we're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get at least the permits within the next week or two. I'm hoping.
Yes.
Everybody, please send out positive vibes to the universe.
Yeah, because we've been strung along about as long as we can with
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
and
we could
it's-
get over here and actually make all this stuff happen, we're
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So if we can get the permits within the next week or so, we're looking at about a 6 to 8 week build out, and then maybe a couple weeks after that to finish things off, because it'll be about, like I said, 6 to 8 weeks to get our C of O. That's a certificate of occupancy. Once that happens, then we can open, but we need to put the slat wall up. We need
Yes.
to organize the racking systems that we're going to put in, the racks that we're going to have to build and put in, because we're doing some of that on our own.
Right.
We're going to build some counters too. So, we're trying to personalize it. We're not the kind of store that could just write checks and be like, oh, look at all that fancy shit, we want that. It's not it.
Right.
We're basically DIY, like, hey, that's kind of cool. Let's figure out how to do it. So
Yeah.
I have some counters to build.
Yes. Yeah, we got counters to build and false walls to make and all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
We got to figure out where to put the sarcophagus. If anybody knows where you can get a suit of armor, just let me know.
Yeah, we would kind of want to balance the room once this is all put together.
Sarcophagus
So,
on one end,
yeah.
suit of armor on the other,
Yeah.
or something similar.
If, you know, honestly, too, I feel like we would also be happy with a set of samurai armor. You know, if you guys can't come up with knight armor, that's fine. We'll do samurai armor.
Well, I always got my eyes open for some goofy ass shit.
Well, it would be cool to just
It's
have a
on
whole,
Marketplace or something like that. I'm like, just like what it. Well, the way I always look at it is like we're gonna have oddball shit in here because that's what we do. That's all of us. Like we all have this weird, quirky,
gotta give it
goofy
character.
shit that, so there'll be oddball things around.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we. I don't think there'll be a lack of that, especially as time goes on.
Oh no! Once we just start, what will end up being like Applebee's.
Right.
Just
Oh yeah, it's just
shit
everything
just tacked to the wall.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
All right, we got any questions? Because this is what the F.A.Q.
Yeah, right now we haven't had a ton of questions. Quentin was kind of touching on one though that he brought up previously, but just the future of NAMM, especially now that we're kind of past what happened with the last one. I mean, I think we still kind of, I don't know. It seems like it's going to get smaller until, you know, there's some kind of formula shift. I still feel like NAMM's been kind of trying to do the old school thing, and like you said, it's getting to where the YouTube guys are really running it. So it's like, if it kind of parses into two events, I don't even think that would be a big deal. Like if they kind of did it as two separate, like a YouTube convention versus an actual, you know, gear expo. Because it's like old gear expos, people do like that stuff, but it is really just a big get together for the YouTube crowd, which is,
Well, I think
it's fine. It's just a different vibe.
It is. Well, you know how I feel.
Yeah.
We're writing checks and having to run businesses off of that stuff, and these guys get free shit and make videos. Not saying that's not a business either. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not totally shitting on them.
But no, it is a different. We do have to put out an extraordinary amount of expense to get anything. Well, we don't really get anything similar, but yeah. That would be the.
If we did videos all the time on every piece of gear we got,
Yes.
they're not paying us to do that.
Right.
The manufacturers wouldn't be falling over ourselves, but they fall over some of these other guys
Yeah. Well, it's
because they're
exposure.
influencers.
Yeah.
So it's a lovely
makes
relationship
yeah.
with some of that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hopefully as things kind of progress, I think it's gonna delineate somewhere where like the gear people that actually want to focus on the gear is gonna be different from that, or who knows, it might even just be, you know, the way E3 and like a lot of these, you know, tech expos are going, where, you know, they have the one big over the top show on the last day and the rest of it's just kind of, you know, online more or less. It's like it could transfer to something like that too. So
And I'd like to see, to be honest, I think the way I would like to see it is we don't need two. We don't need a
Oh,
summer.
yeah, like a
we
summer
don't-
and winter,
We don't
yeah.
need a summer and a winter. So just get rid of the summer
Just
one
make
because
one
nobody
good
wants to
big
be
one.
in Nashville in fucking June anyway.
Right.
Come on, really? Talk
no,
about,
like
talk
March,
about
yeah,
swamp ass.
yeah, March would be great for something like
Yeah,
that.
if you're gonna be in Nashville or somewhere in the south, do it in when it's like
March or
reasonable-
September or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, reasonable weather because otherwise it's hot.
Yes.
Because California is beautiful in January. Awesome. So I think what they should do is just do one big show in January like they've always done it. It's kind of a nice break. Everybody gets through the Christmas season. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Where you're kind of like past a real big rush, the Q4 stuff. And then I think what I would like to see would be just cool regional shows,
Yes.
obviously in different,
Well, no, that's kinda
in
like-
different regions.
Yeah, what Jeffrey Egan was kind of just mentioned a similar thing was like if local gear expos became a thing that would be better than that. And I agree. I mean, I think it would be cool to have more regional, especially if it involved the brands that were, you know, because we've talked about that like with the Toast guys before and with Hendrickson and all that. Like once we have enough of a, you know, the local presence here, hopefully it will start to attract other surrounding, you know, national companies and stuff. So I think that would be a cool way to go though, because then people could have more. Because Denver should, like with the size of the state now, we should have some kind of cool guitar event. And it's like it's everybody kind of trying to do a bunch of little ones instead of one good big one.
Yeah, and I think what you could, with the regional stuff too, is that you also then could touch on who's making cool shit in that area.
In your area, in that area, yeah.
You know exactly. Sorry.
Wheeling around.
Yeah. So, like the Texas Toast guys, prime example. You know, those guys are doing cool stuff here in Denver. Matt McGibney makes really cool guitars. The Monterado guys make cool guitars. So there's stuff regionally that are being made, and then all the acoustic guys that are around doing really cool stuff too. You know.
Well, yeah, because each crowd, like we had a customer kind of come in the other day, and he was trying to say like he didn't feel like there was anything connecting, any guitar players anymore. Like he was saying, because he was more from the 70s and 80s, where you had like the Guitar Hero guys that everybody kind of was focusing on. And I was like, I don't think that's the case, because like right now, every genre has like more support than it's ever had. So it's like right now, I think if anything, it's more of like you said, just getting everybody to be aware of each other instead of sectioning off into these little subcultures. Like we need to just kind of get it back under one umbrella, because there's really no reason that that everybody, because like that is what NAMM is like everybody from every genre making everything is all coming together. There's no reason local crowds can't do the same thing, because I mean
I agree. The thing is that that's how music is in general now.
Yes. Well, yes.
It's very segmented.
Yeah.
And it's everything's like, my iPad I only listen to this on my iPod, or my Spotify is very, very, like, select things.
Well, yeah. If you're if you're not making the effort, but that's what I feel like a guitar show could do if you had it set up right. It's like you could make other people more aware of things going on in your local scene that you might not. If you're not in that scene, you might not have any idea that stuff's going on. Even like locally, like the jazz scene we have here, like if you weren't in it, you might not know it exists, but it has a very healthy, support system and everything, so.
Quitting James. All I got from Flipside was some hot sauce and a bag of fucking socks. Hey man, you need, gotta keep your feet warm. Hot sauce, keep the rest of you warm.
Yes.
We got to get more hot sauce. Actually, I got to go.
We actually do. We ran out recently. Yeah.
For those of you guys that don't know, we actually have a hot sauce that we
usually send out with stuff.
Yeah, like with our Demogorgon, which we do have in stock. The Demogorgon V2s are in stock.
Yes.
If you guys are interested, for those of you that haven't already bought some, you can go ahead and buy yourself something nice.
Yeah.
But we got hot sauce. Usually we'll throw it in with that.
Well, yeah, that would be kind of nice to do another one, like you said, maybe with the graphic of the new one on there.
What we should do is get a bottle that we can put the bottle in. A bottle within a bottle. That way we don't have to worry about it if it ever gets broken.
Well, if we ever get to where we're really cooking, it would be kind of cool to have custom-made bottle-shaped boxes. Or like so that would hold the pedal in it, and you would open it up and the pedal would be in there. Like that'd be pretty sweet, yeah.
That'd come up with crazy. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Come up with
We got great
stupid
ideas,
shit.
we just need
Yeah, we just need to grow bigger to pull off some of that dumb shit. No.
Just don't start like GoFundMe for crazy ideas. Just
Well,
like
that's-
other people that like, I want to see those guys do that.
Yeah, I want to see if they can actually
yeah.
pull that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have never gave you money. We did crazy crap. It's dangerous. I think if we actually,
would be, yeah.
if we, depending on how big we can get to grow this thing, I think there's some crazy nonsense we could pull off if we wanted to. But what else? All right, what else we got in here? Because we're already getting pretty close. So we got about 12 more minutes, and then we're gonna hand that off to the Texas Toast guys.
Yes.
So, so if you guys are new, basically we do our live stream, shoot the shit, ask questions, we answer the questions. After that, you can check out the guys over at Texas Toast.
I know. It's always something outside, yeah.
You got check over the guys at Texas Toast, and Matt and Chris will be talking about some stuff. And then after that, go check out Dylan Talks Tone. So the whole thing is kind of like guitar prime time, right?
Yes.
Prime time guitar.
Yeah, that way you have a whole chunk of entertainment and you guys barely have to go anywhere and you can just sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't be easier.
Couldn't be tougher.
Yeah.
All right, so what's going on was your PC must be running Windows 11, 64-bit, Core Intel or probably, what?
We must have made some kind of reference that made him.
Yeah. What's this? Favorite all-around speaker? I'm a Mesa voiced V30 guy personally, but always looking at swapping stuff out. So, okay, nothing here is saying what's our favorite speaker.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
I like the Cannabis Rex, not just because it's cannabis.
Yeah, my favorite all-time speaker would be, Celestion doesn't make it anymore, but the classic Lead 80, the CL80. So it's basically Mesa took that one and made it into the Black Shadow, like the C91 that they have. But the classic Lead 80 was like the the version before that, and it was almost kind of a mix of like a greenback and like the G1275s that they have in a lot of the. Everybody's played it like the normal Marshall 412s.
Yeah.
But the classic lead 81s were paired with. A lot of times they were paired with like a lot of the super bass stuff, and more the 70s guys used them. But I've always loved that speaker, so because of that, I've always kept the one that I had out of my Mesa. So if I had to pick I guess my favorite one, that would probably be it.
You know what? Another one that's a really good speaker that I don't think gets a lot of love is the Black Widow, the PV.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say yeah, because that's it's the black or the shadows that's the other one. But yeah, no, that one is a great one. They're even the Sheffield, some of those are actually pretty solid.
Yeah,
even
some of them-
after all these years, they're still pretty solid speakers. Eminence. Sorry. I was just gonna say Eminence would probably be if I had to pick a company though in today's market, I would probably go with Eminence. But that or Warehouse, both of those are pretty.
Warehouse makes some good stuff. Like I said, I like Cannabis Rex, and then the Texas Heat is a pretty good one too. What's the other? Oh, Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's another good one.
Well, the
I
Swamp
think-
Thing, like the Big Bens, if you guys have never tried 15-inch speakers, those are amazing. They're guitar 15s though; they're not like bass 15s, and those are pretty awesome. I guess Terry was saying we talked about making something an event like E3, so that would be like since it was an electronics expo. Yeah, that hence the computer references. Now it makes sense. I think we were just too behind on that one to catch that reference. Quentin James is asking, open or closed back when it comes to 412s and moving air. He says he prefers the 412 because of how well it moves air. I don't know. The 215s that I've had, I mean, they're ridiculous to move, but they sound amazing. So, so I was gonna say, yeah, closed back 2x15s for what I do, because it sounds like there's a bass player behind you.
Yeah, it's
it's media. It's just, yeah.
You feel it, right?
Yeah, right in the tenders.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, the 15s, like it is kind of funny because even Jake like stood behind it and he's like, "Holy shit!" Like you could feel the bass popping off the back of it, even with it closed and coated in truck bed liner. So it's like it still projects all the air.
It's a massive unit.
That's actually what happened to my hair.
It's a massive unit.
Yeah, that's actually what happened to my hair. I finally turned my rig up past 4, and it's just gone.
All right, so I saw a question in here because now we're running close. We got 8 minutes left. Professor Chaos said he has a friend that went to Multi Effects unit and is donating me his pedal board. Does it make me an asshole if I come and trade the ones I don't use? Yes, it does make you an asshole, but come on in. Because we would do the exact same shit. If somebody gave me a pile of stuff and I wasn't
And you were not going to use it,
I would
yeah.
definitely go.
Yeah.
Number one, they gave it to you, so once you're in possession of it, it's yours. But if you're not going to use it, what are you going to do? Just sit around and go, hey, got all
This
this
is a cool
stuff.
thing this dude gave me. I've never used it because I hate it, but
Yeah, turn it into something you can use.
Yeah.
So, not completely an asshole.
yeah.
You're
It's
fine,
an
bud.
acceptable level of assholeholy.
Yeah, exactly. You're falling in within the
Within the
parameters.
designated
Yeah.
margins.
All right, so let's say you lucky man. I got neither hot sauce nor flip side tone socks with my last base purchase. Oh,
Well, we'll get
Boomer,
you some
we'll
hot
get you
sauce,
some.
Boomer.
Yeah, we'll get you some hot sauce next time around. We got a couple other
And we'll
ideas
get you,
too. So
we'll get you Quentin's socks.
you got shirts though. I think we sent shirts.
At some point, I feel
Yeah,
like we did.
I think we sent more than one shirt at some point.
Yes.
All right, so welcome to Domes. What? Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Darrell, jeez, man.
As if he doesn't have one.
Right,
He
yeah,
just has the
yeah.
chocolate version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Chocolate dome. Come on, man.
We got olive, mocha, and chocolate.
Exactly. We're the international house of domes. Okay, so we got 6 more minutes. Let's say dealing with Ike makes your hair fall out. There's much worse. There are worse people to work with, I swear. Let's see, Flipside socks. They actually have the Flipside name on it. You know what?
That actually would be kind
We
of
could
cool.
figure
Yeah.
that out. We just need more watch hours, then we can actually get Teespring and they'll make us some tone socks and send it to people.
That or we get Andrew like a really tiny little press.
So there's Darrell. Look, Paul Farrow out here looking at you.
actually- yeah. For those of you who don't know what ashy is, if you're not on the darker spectrum,
Yeah.
ashy is when because like basically as your skin gets dry, and if you're darker, it looks pretty ashy. So it's like it really does, and it's funny because like the other day, well, I guess it was a while ago, but Jake had never like heard that expression or term before.
Really?
Yeah, because I was joking. I'm like, nobody noticed if you were ashy, but you're kind of ashy.
Yeah, if you don't know what ashy means, you guys got to go find some.
Yeah, you need to widen your circle.
You got to widen your circle of friends and get more people in.
Yeah, because it's only apparent that I'm ashy in the summer, like, because I get a little darker, so it actually does show up a bit more, but.
Oh, shit. Okay, what now it's coming fast and furious in the last few minutes here. New Zealand and writing and recording a song from home now. What? Oh. Hello from New Zealand. Cool. Hey, what's happening? That's like tomorrow.
That is pretty cool.
That's the future.
Yeah, he's in the future.
That's pretty cool.
Or closely the past.
Nothing here says Weber's got good stuff too. I totally agree.
Does.
Weber makes really good speakers, so especially some of the blues stuff. If you're kind of getting in that.
Well, yeah, and those DT10s, the Derek Trucks 10s, local Amp Tech actually designed those, and those are really great. Steve used to put those in a lot of stuff too, and those always sound good.
Put those in my Vibrolux.
Yeah. The Derek Trucks 10, by the way, for you guys who are not as familiar with the DT part.
Let's see, PV, few names, had back a gent, guitar, speaker set up. I can't read all that. Oh, Black Widow 18.
But yeah, so Ant Creates is basically telling us to check out pepper pedals in New Zealand. So we'll go ahead and try to add that to the list of stuff to look into. So honestly, it would be kind of cool.
Okay,
like, yeah, there's some good stuff in Australia and New Zealand that, like, I feel like doesn't make it its way over here nearly often enough.
Well, it's
so
hard
far
to get it from there to here. I mean, we've sent stuff. So we've sold 2 guitars to New Zealand. Mm-hmm. We've sent pedals there and Australia.
Yeah, I was gonna say Australia is a pretty regular one, especially like the North or the Sydney area seems obviously.
Queensland, I think.
Yeah.
I got a friend that's out in Australia. Well, he's a friend of a friend, but I know him Facebook too, and I actually have to send him strings because he can't get strings. He can't get the specific strings he likes. Mm-hmm. He was bitching about it on Facebook, and so I was like, "Hey,
it's like weird dumb shit's gonna be like Cuban cigars at some point, like pure nickel strings are gonna be like Cuban cigars or something."
Yeah, there was a specific string he wanted that he couldn't get, so I was like, "Hey, dude, hey, mate,
yeah, oi."
Yeah. I'll send you the strings. And he's like, serious? I go, yeah. Just let me know, but I'm not gonna send you a pack because it's gonna be a fortune.
Right, make it
let's
worth
figure it out. If you want to get 10 or 20 strings,
right,
that's gonna last you a year.
Right.
I can put them in a box. We'll get them there inexpensive.
Yeah.
Less than I'm cutting them a deal too because,
Yeah.
help a brother out in Australia, right?
Yeah.
All right, we've got 2 minutes left. Any last minute questions? Lightning round.
Yeah. Fire them at us.
Lightning round.
Even though it's delayed, fire them at us.
Yeah. All right, so have a good evening. See you next time. All right, Jimmy Ray Hawkins. See you later, dude. Thanks. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Hey, we've got 30 people here. That's cool. We appreciate you guys hanging with us.
No, this is good because we're trying to make this more regular. Obviously, like. In a couple weeks, but we're trying to make the Thursday afternoon 4 o'clock regular thing. So.
Yep. So I'm here, and then what we're gonna try to do is just if one of us has got to step away, we're still gonna do we'll still do the live streams.
Yeah.
We're back on track now.
Well, yeah. Now because it was kind of an odd week. Just everybody we had 3 people kind of go down while 2 people came back into the play. So it was kind of an odd shift for the week, but we made it through. So now we're cooking again.
Yeah, it's been interesting, but it's business. That's small business where it's always, it's always an adventure.
It is.
So we got somebody, Yarek from Europe. Hey, awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Yarek. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you watching.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Ant Creates asks, favorite cheap humbucker. Does a JB, like a Seymour Duncan JB, I mean, relative to where humbuckers are now, I feel like that's pretty affordable. So I'm going to go Seymour Duncan JB.
I mean, it's still $100.
Yeah, but it's still, to me, like, that's the best pickup you can get at about that money that's that lives up to what it's supposed to do. Like some of the other ones, when you take a chance and buy like these $40, $30, whatever, it's like you don't know always for sure. And I feel like Seymour, at least, that's an affordable but consistent pickup.
So I would say that is a.
Minutes we can.
All right, we're done.
Yes, we'll go ahead and call it
5 o'clock.
good.
We're
Thanks
gonna
for
call
coming.
it good because everybody's calling me all of a sudden. So we appreciate it. We're gonna see you guys back here 4 o'clock on Thursday. So everybody head over to the Texas Toast guys. They're our buddies, and they're gonna be talking shit and doing cool things. So they're
Yes.
probably already up because those guys are on time.
Yeah, those guys are always on time. So thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it.
We'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right. And scene. No, not yet. Okay. And